Alrighty, you guys on, I guess, team speak.
Well, welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, to All Pro Racing's Super Late Model race here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm joined in the booth here with Mitchell Reeves, and as well, you know myself, Andrew Williams. Mitchell, how are you tonight?
Well, we're hanging in there. Hope to see a good Super Late Model race here at Charlotte.
Fantastic, and as weather conditions are, we've got a clear night, 70 degrees, track temp is 70 as well, winds coming from the east at 10 to 12 mile an hour. I think it's going to be a good conditions for a great race tonight, Mitchell.
Yeah, in our last race, it was really just a race of survival, and I think a lot of people were really unknown with the track conditions. But a lot of same faces from that race, including the runner-up from last race, number 15, Nick Reynolds. He will definitely be someone to watch out for tonight.
Absolutely, and Nick Reynolds in the 15 tonight. He normally sports the numbers 54, but unfortunately, due to reasons outside of his control, he's running the 15. So let's hope this brings him some good luck and he can run a good race again. We're going to be doing 90 laps here at Charlotte.
Yeah, I think the 90 laps is really going to play into the strategy as well. A lot of people are looking to see if it's going to be a long run or if it's going to be a lot of cautions. We're hoping for a green flag run, but with these caliber of drivers, there's no telling what's going to happen.
That's exactly right. I mean, we've got so far the times on the practice board. We've got Everett Lane sort of setting the fastest pace for the drivers here of the race with the 29.515, followed by Matt Clifton in the 20, sitting at 29.518. So that just goes to show how close they are. And then from first really back to fourth, they're all 29.5. So it's going to be a close one.
Oh yeah, it'll be very close. So with qualifying come up here, an open qualifier is really going to play a lot of factors into it. I think the most important thing coming in here into the opening seconds of the qualifier is draft. Draft will really get you the time up there that you're looking for.
That's exactly right there, Mitchell. And as you said, it's group qualifying, so everyone's just sort of exiting the pits together. They want to get inside that draft you're speaking of to help them, because not only are they going to be running very high amount of tape on over the radiator, over the grill, just that extra draft's going to give them that little bit more of a nudge forward. So it'll be interesting to see the lap times we're going to have. Already we've got the number 9 in the wall out of 3. Him and Matt Clifton came together, so that's a bit of a shame there. But they've got 10 minutes under their belt to set the fastest lap time they possibly can get out of their cars, with their crew chiefs going to be thinking some sort of strategy here. And we're still seeing cars being rolled onto the pit lane entering the race, which is a few latecomers coming, which is good. We're going to have a good sized field. So far at the moment we're sitting on 19 cars, 18, pardon me, 18 cars registered so far for the racing tonight.
Yeah, and another thing to keep an eye on is Jonas Hankins, who is our points leader coming into the last 2 races of the year, with Matt Clifton really having a lot of momentum in these last couple of races, only 5 points behind. It's going to be one of them two here in the last 2 races of this great racing series we have here at All Pro.
Well, that's fantastic. The fact that, you know, as we're heading into the dying stage of this championship, we've still got drivers battling for the championship. It's not one and done. It just goes to show the amount of competition that is here at All Pro Racing. Of course, we need to thank All Pro Racing's own Michael D'Amico for always his handiwork on the cameras, as well as Michelangelo's paintings, one of our sponsors here at All Pro Racing. And I believe, Mitchell, yourself, you're a sponsor here. Please give us a plug.
Yes, sir. Well, Skiers Marine, we are located out of Alabama. We have a central store and also a northern store, and just 2 stores, and we're also opening up a 3rd one. If you need to get anything boat related, go to www.skiersmarine.com and look for Mitchell Reeves, and I will be more than happy to help you.
Now, just to clarify that, Mitchell, being myself all the way down here in Australia, where I reside, you also ship local, cross-state, as well as internationally, which is fantastic for the customers.
Yes, sir. We could, if Andrew all the way in Australia, we could also send you one whenever you would like one. Anywhere anybody wants a boat, we will be more than happy to send it.
Well, that's the beauty thing of being down under. We're coming into our lovely summers here. We've just cracked on almost 3 minutes of qualifying, and at the moment the top 5 is Matt Clifton with a 29.4, so he's actually gone a bit faster than practice. Nick Reynolds in the 15 is sitting there at 29.5. In 3rd place we have Jacob Nye, and number 16 sitting there with a 29.5 as well, so it's very close. And then Everett D. Lane in 4th with a 29.5. So it just goes to show how close it is. Then Bobby Craze, a good friend of mine in the 00, is making an appearance tonight, and he's also in the top 5 with a 29.5. So, as you were saying before, it just goes to show how close this field is.
Oh yeah, you have a very good point there, Andrew. And another thing to bring up here early and coming to about 7 minutes left in qualifying, Jonas Hankins only has a 29.85 on the board, which is only 10th quickest. Can he get closer to Matt? Because with Jonas starting so far in the back, will this be the race that Matt can make up that 5 points going into one of the last races?
Well, we know Matt's had a few difficulties going into practice at the moment with his connection here tonight, but it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen. I'm actually just currently on board with the 44 of Jonas Hankins, as he's just coming out to do a hot lap. So he's obviously got that car with no fuel in it, next to no fuel, as well as full taped up to try and get the maximum ability out of that car, the speed-wise, as well as the handling. A lot of people, if you're not sure of what the extra tape that we're talking about does, it covers the grill over, which creates less air running through the car, and also acts as a bit more of a downforce on the front end. And it allows the car to pitch into the corners a lot better. However, with doing this, your car does overheat. So it's all right for a qualifying run, but when you go racing, you need to fine-tune your tape to allow your car to have enough air to breathe as well as be fast. So on his first hot lap now, he's just done a 30.3, Jonas Hankins. So let's see if maybe he can find something out of this. We're just hitting the halfway point of this qualifying, open qualifying here at All Pro Racing at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Super Late models. I'll tell you another good thing here, Mitch, sorry, is with these Super Late models, they actually allow you to run 4 different car manufacturers, which is absolutely fantastic. We've got the Toyota Camrys, we've got the Ford Fusions, we've got the Chevy SSs, as well as you see some Camaros out there, as well as the Dodges coming back into play, which is, I believe, one of our Dodge drivers will be Jacob Nye in the 16, as well as Bobby Crazy's running the Dodge as well. So it's good to see all the manufacturers here tonight.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of different people being represented tonight, sponsorship-wise and manufacturer-wise, and it's really good just to see the different type of cars and sponsors out there, and how much these people are really willing to support the All Pro Racing League.
Well, as you're aware, tonight we're actually paying, so there is winners tonight. Michelangelo is paying the top 3 tonight, so that's an extra added bonus to be in the race. We've got $10 going to the winner, $5 to the second, and also $5 to third place. So that's going to be giving these guys a much more reason to push hard. I'm actually seeing a fair few teammates sort of working together in qualifying at the moment. You got the 20 car of Matt Clifton just acting as a breaker for the 42 of Mike Wheeler to assist Wheeler getting up there in the qualifying ranking. He's currently 6th at the moment with a 29.6. So,
yeah, another thing to watch for, Andrew, in these qualifying laps, I think the fastest laps you're going to find is the car that is right behind the other car. The draft has really played a key. I think that's really what gave Matt that great time up there, the 29.404. Really a fast time. He's almost a tenth. He's actually a tenth faster than second place Nick Reynolds with a 29.506.
yeah, and some people, they don't think a tenth's much, but a tenth in motor racing, especially on this 1.5 mile circuit here we got here at Charlotte, is a lot. It's almost like yesterday. A whole tenth is a long way away ahead. But at the moment, you've actually got the 2 cars of Matt Clifton and Mike Wheeler there. Oh, they're about to catch up to another car, which is going to put all 3 of them in, or both of them, into a bit of a breaker. But both their cars just blew up, overheating.
Yes, but before Mike Wheeler blew up, he actually got to P2 with a 29.430. He is the second guy and the only guy, except for Matt Clifton, to make the 4. So that might be a key factor going in the race with how important track position is here at Charlotte.
Now, you think, Mitchell, with the fact that these 2 guys are not only vying for the prize money on stake tonight, but also you got championship points, as you discussed earlier, do you think there might be some sort of strategy for Mike to sort of assist his teammate there, Matt Clifton, to perhaps get a win or get a few more points over Jonas Hankins?
Well, I don't know, Andrew, what Mike's plan will be, but Matt, he's never been a guy to just really want the help. He always likes to do it on his own. He's kind of got that Dale Jr. mentality, if you'd like to call it that. Even sounds like him, so he's right fit in the ballpark. But the Jonas Hankins, he has really been the dark horse the whole entire year. He always is very quiet, but he always seems to find his way in the top 5, really lately in the top 3 in the closing laps here, especially in the super late models.
Yeah, absolutely right there. Well, what I think we might do is just go through the order at the moment as it currently stands. So in pole position at the moment, we've got the 20 still racing car of Matt Clifton with the 29.4, as you spoke about before. And second, we've got the 42 of Mike Wheeler, also still racing with the 29.430. And third place, we have the 15. Was that Bass Pro Shop?
I believe
Nick
it
Reynolds,
is.
with a 29.506. In fourth, we have Jacob Nye with the Fast Lane Racing. Dodge, he's made sure we specify it's actually a Dodge tonight with in fourth with the 29.525. And his teammate just behind him in fifth place is Everett D. Lane in the 24 Fast Lane Racing Machine with a 29.537, 573, sorry. So at the moment, it looks like it's all happening for these guys. I'm going through the order as well, but there's a name that's further down the order in 11th, and that's Jeff Martin. He's sitting back there in 11th with a 29.784. He's moonshine machine, so. And
that is a big developing story too, because Matt Clifton, Nick Reynolds, and Jeff T. Martin in the 8 car are all teammates. You got to wonder if he's running the same setup, and if he is, he's got to be missing something that they have. But the question is, can he find it out before lap 90 hits in this race tonight?
Absolutely, Mitchell. Well, we're just winding down now. We've got 15 seconds left of qualifying. Another mover and shaker is the 006 of Verlis Falcons. Is sitting there in 6th at the moment with a 29.577. Mike Ellis in the 17 Tide Ride Machine, who normally does our job, the famous commentator, he's actually taken to the steering wheel again, replacing his microphone for a steering wheel. He's currently in 7th. And Donald King, one of All Pro's founding members in the 23 All Pro Racing Machine, is also back there in 9th with a 29.704. So.
Yeah, and another thing to watch out for there too is Dustin Lee did not qualify, so one of the top guys in All Pro Racing will be starting in the back. He's known to get his way through the field, but can he do it tonight?
Yeah, I noticed I saw him coming in, but I didn't see his car actually enter the track, so I'm not sure if perhaps there's issues with setups already or what. I'm not too sure. Well, there we go. Checker flag is currently out for qualifying. Qualifying is over. And we'll just run through the order to cement the fact that Matt Clifton in the 20 has the pole with a 29.404, so we didn't better it. In second place, we have... In second place, we have Mike Wheeler in the 42 with a 29.430. In third, we have Nick Reynolds in the 15. Fourth, Jacob Nye in the 16. And in fifth, Everett D. Lane in the 24. So, yeah, it's not too much change there. Verlis Hankins, Mike Ellis, Robbie Craze, and Donald King, as well as Aidan Young, round out the top 10. So anything's going to happen now.
Yes, sir. And in 11th, it's Jeff T. Martin in the number 8 Moonshine Chevrolet. You also have Jonas Hankins in the number 12 All-Pro Racing, or not number 12, sorry, the 12th starting spot in the number 44 All-Pro Racing Chevrolet. And then number in the 13th spot is Thomas Schroeder in the Cadillac Coffee number 14.
That's good that he made it there tonight.
Oh yes, very very good. I think it'd be very interesting to see what he can do. Also, Andrew, another point we'd like to give out to the crowd. We had a good friend of ours, Bobby Stewart, also known as Keith Stewart, but on here his name is Bobby Stewart. Had his father pass away, and we'd also like to give his condolences. And we're all thinking about you, buddy, and we cannot wait to see you back on here racing with us.
Absolutely. Our sincere condolences go out to Bobby and his family and this time. And it's just heartbreaking to hear these sort of things happen to lovely people.
Oh, yeah, and Bobby's one of them. Him and he's the main owner of Stewart Virtual Racing, also a big supporter of the Pad Motorsports Group, which bringing that point up. We also have a big race coming up with the Pad organization and All Pro Racing. And Justin Boston, the new Kyle Busch Motorsports full-time truck driver next year. Big moves for him, and hopefully he can come join us in the Pad Charity Race Invite, which will be coming very soon. Check with the website, and we will give you more info as soon as we get it.
Oh, it's a shame. At the moment, we got our pole sitter, Matt Clifton, and his connection problems. He just seem to be still affecting him. Hopefully, he's going to sort this out by the time we go racing, but it's not looking good as they're coming into the turn one here. We're just going to go through the cars a bit. So we've got Matt Clifton in this still racing Chevrolet. Alongside him is Mike Wheeler as well in the still racing Chevrolet. Behind him is our third, going to be Nick Reynolds in the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. Outside of Nick Reynolds is going to be Jacob Nye in the Fast Lane Racing Dodge. And the top 5 is going to be the Fast Lane Racing Chevrolet of Everett D. Lane.
In the 6th spots, the 006 of Verlis Falcons and the All-Pro Racing Chevrolet. In the 7th spot is the 17 of Mike Ellis in the Tide Ride 00, number in the 8th position, coming to the green here.
Okay, the safety car's in as Matt's bringing him to the line. Cars forming up nicely. We're green here at Charlotte for the Super Late Model Race.
Already blinking. That's going to become a big factor, I believe, at the end of this race here, Andrew. Oh, and we have
the 24's got him to Nick Reynolds.
Oh,
Nick Reynolds
big,
around.
Big wreck. Big wreck.
Big wreck. Big wreck here on the opening lap. I don't know if the 20 car of Matt Clifton played any part in that with his blinking. We need to find out what's going on here, but already I thought we were going to get a nice long green run there, Mitchell, but it's already turned that way.
Yeah, it's just such good cars here, and they're all going to the same spot. It's looking like that on the replay that the 24 just got to the quarter panel there of Nick Reynolds and turned him around and caused a huge melee behind him.
Now, what I'm wondering here, Mitchell, is did the 15 of Nick Reynolds just sort of lift off a bit because he wasn't sure where the 20 of Matt Clifton was, and that just a bit of a domino effect with the 24 not really knowing what's going on. But at the moment through the replay, so it's taken out the 24, the 15, the 17 got involved, the 23 as well, the 8, the 00, the 9, Oh, this is terrible. It's just, and also Jonas Hankins, I don't know if he made it through unscathed.
I just went back and looked at his replay, and Jonas Hankins, fighting for this championship, made some moves to get through that wreck and could really play for a key factor. He's already up to the 5th position after that, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of cars are coming to pit lane here to get some badly needed repairs.
Yeah, Andrew, another thing, too, that's going to take away is their one and only reset here on lap 1. Roll through our top 5 here. In the first position, still Matt Clifton, Mike Wheeler second, Jacob 9 third, Thomas Schroeder after that wreck is 4th, and our leader in the points championship is Jonas Hankins in P5.
Well, that's good for Thomas to get up there. He obviously avoided any problems.
Let's see if we can get an interview there with Jonas Hankins and ask him how he got through that wreck.
Absolutely, I think that's going to be a very wise move there. It's interesting because he's got a lot of world on his shoulders at the moment as he's trying to make this race become very appealing for himself, and for him to sort of miss that problem, that's excellent for him. We're just going to see if we can get a hold of Jonas. He's probably talking to his crew chief. Hey, Jonas, it's Andrew Williams and Mitchell Reeves up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, Jonas, we got to ask you, how in the world did you get through that wreck?
It was pretty exciting there. I didn't see no damage come up, but I was asking a few guys, and they said I had a little damage on the right front, I'm thinking. But looks like it was pretty exciting for y'all, and hopefully, we could get the race going and have a good show.
Well, Jonas, with you being the points leader right now, how important is these last 2 races, and how important is it to keep an eye on where Matt Clifton is running at?
It's pretty intense right now. Got me sweating already. It's only 4 laps, getting ready to be 5, but yeah, it's pretty intense.
Well, Jonas, we'd like to thank you for joining us here. We will be watching the tower, and we hope to see you in victory lane.
All right, thanks, guys.
Well, there you go, straight from the horse's mouth. And one thing I do like about Jonas Hankins, he's always just so laid back and relaxed. He knows it's a long race. He knows they've only clocked over now 5 laps out of this 90-lap race here at Charlotte. He knows there's plenty more time to come, and he's not going to be too much stressing on it until the last dying days, stage of this race to actually get the job done. So, but his car's up there. It's looking good at the moment. As you said before, one of our biggest movers, or actually our biggest mover, is Jonas Hankins from 12th up to 4th. He qualified 12th and already inside the top 5. That's fantastic for him.
Oh yeah, we were doubling it up here coming out of turn 2. Looks like we're going to come to the green here. Matt Clifton still blinking, and you've got to wonder if it's going to stay this bad and affect how this race might end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're still not sure if Nick maybe got out of the gas because the 20 car just disappeared or whatnot, but everyone's going to be watching very closely here what's going to happen. As they're heading out of turn 3, we've got some cars in the back dragging. I think everyone's got their damage fixed. Everyone should be ready to rock and roll. One car that's not, and that's the 17 Tide Ride of Mike Ellis, and this guy, you just cannot keep him down. He just wants to go racing. Safety car is in. We're going to try this again. Matt Clifton's leading to the line. Now we're green, green, green.
Bertles to a bad start on the outside.
Yeah, that almost created a bit of a domino effect there for Nick Reynolds. As Jacob Nye's got the inside run on Mike Wheeler.
Looks like he's going to get past him coming out of turn 2. He's going to set his eyes on for Matt Clifton, the leader, going down the backstretch.
Also, watch that 44 there of Jonas Hankins, the All-Pro car. He's also making a move there on Mike Wheeler. That's 2 through on Wheeler.
Oh yeah, you got to wonder if it's Mike Wheeler being on the outside, if the low lane is just that fast, or is there something actually wrong with the race car?
And I just got to point out, you were talking before, someone who's making a move who didn't qualify, so started dead last is the 51 of Dustin Lee, up into 9th.
Oh yeah, Dustin started back and looked like it's going to pay off for him with that big wreck, and he is already moving his way up through the top 10 as we speak.
So Matt Clifton now on lap 7, pulling away on the back straight. As into 3, you've got the 44 and the 16 just come together. Now they're hitting each other.
What a big
it's caused
wreck.
a big chain reaction.
What
Everyone's
a big
involved. I have not seen a car go through without being involved in this one.
Oh,
a few
man.
cars took to the ground. Oh, this is going to be terrible.
Yep.
Bobby Cray's made it through. Dustin Lee's limping. But, geez, if we can just get a replay back on that on car 44 or 16, and you'll see as I was going down the back straight, I actually saw it. The 44 sort of got in the back of the 16 there. Not sure if maybe the 16 let off too early going into 3 or maybe went down too low.
It looked like
And
it
that
tried
just-
almost giving the bump in the run and going into turn 3, and it got Nye loose and put him back into Jonas and started the melee. What a crazy wreck.
It's just amazing, Mitchell. We're seeing this sort of racing, you know, when we're only on lap 7 at the time. It's just, I don't know how the rest of the race is going to pan out, but this is just absolutely heartbreaking for a lot of these guys who got caught up in the first wreck with damage. So just to confirm, the 00 of Bobby Crace made it through unscathed. But I did hear some motors blowing up in that carnage there.
Right now, Andrew, I'm counting 6 cars on the pit road, including our championship points leader, Jonas Hankins. That is going to end up being huge for him going into the end of this race.
Absolutely, Mitchell. I mean, I'm seeing Jonas Hankins already a lap down in the 44. Matthew Heavner in the 555, a lap down. Jason Hughes in the 58 is a lap down. Donald King, one of the founding members in the 23 All-Pro Racing Machine, is 2 laps down, as well as Jeff Martin in the number 8, 2 laps down. So it's not looking good for these guys. Aidan Young, I've got him at the moment as 6 laps down. I think he may have already taken the car behind the wall, so we've already had a retirement here tonight. So we're down to 15 cars currently racing with only 10 on the lead lap, and we've got still 80 odd laps to go.
Yeah, another thing too, there was a lot of cars taken out in that wreck, and you got to it makes you ask the question, with only having 10 cars in the lead lap now, could we end up having a stretched out green flag run and really starting to play some key strategy coming into the ending laps of this race right here? Looks like our points leader, Jonas Hankins, you just reset and he's back out on the track. I think he's going to be 1 lap down, though.
At the moment, we've got the... well, Jonas actually is going to be 2 laps down. Verlis Falcons in the 006, lovely old Verlis, he's now 1 lap down as well. So at the moment, we've only got 9 cars on the lead lap. It's just... I was expecting this race to just go green for a very long time.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice I think a lot of people are hoping to get a green flag run out of this. It's been a crazy, crazy first 10 laps here, and we've still got 80 to go. So, I mean, it's only been 10 laps. You got to wonder what's going to happen with the rest of this race here.
Well, unfortunately, I've just had a look here, and Jeff Martin in the number 8 is also parked it for the night, so he must have too much damage sustained, which is unfortunate because he's one of the top contenders.
Something else to bring up here about All-Pro Racing. We have a new league coming up, the Loose Lug Nuts Racing Series. We're going to get with a spokesman of Loose Lug Nuts next caution here and get some words with him about the Austin Series coming up.
Yeah, no, I've heard a lot about this, Mitchell, and it sounded like a very fresh, new idea that's going to happen here in iRacing. And it's going to be something that's, a lot of people think, short tracks, I'm not good at short tracks, I'm not good at super speedways or anything like that. This is going to just mix everything up and give everyone virtually, whether your weaknesses are here or there, everyone a fair, even playing field to race each other on with a championship at stake. So that's going to be fantastic to see.
Oh yeah, I think this will bring a lot of variety to All-Pro Racing, something that Lately, we've really tried to give a lot of variety, and it's really worked out. But as we come out of turn 4 here, we got Matt Clifton leading the race. Can he make a jump in the points after Jonas Hankins being 2 laps down? Here we go. We're going to find out.
As you said, that's right. So we've got Matt Clifton on the inside. The safety car is in. Bobby Cray's on the outside of the 00 Skull. Bennett Skull. Green. A nice jump there from the front guys. Also Everett D. Lane in the 24. On the outside of Mike Ellis in the 17. Looking on the inside of Bobby Cray's. He has the run. Oh, Everett, he's just short it down.
Oh, he's getting loose. Can he save it?
He's taking it to the apron, which is good for the rest of the field. He knows there's a long run. There's no point in trying to beat it up now. Mike Wheeler's not wasting any time. He's already around Mike Ellis. So is Dustin Lee.
Yeah, Andrew, a developing story I'm looking at here. I'm looking at Mike Ellis's car. It looks like on the right rear bumper there we have damage. You got to wonder if he's trying to save his quick fix for later on in the race.
I'd have to agree with that assumption there. He's often not one just to quickly jump and get his car repaired if he can sort of hold on. I think it's still good. But now we've got second place Bobby Craze has been fought for that position by Nick Reynolds, our previous winner in the 15 Pro Bash shops.
And man, he is not wasting any time. He's got the 20 of Matt Clifton right in his sights, but Mike Wheeler looks like he's getting on the bumper of Robert Craze going into 1.
Sorry, I must say sorry. There's Bass Pro Shops. How do you say that? We don't even have them here.
It is Bass Pro Shops.
Bass Pro Shops. I see them everywhere. They're all over the Tony Stewart rides and everything like that.
Oh yes, that is the camo heaven of the U.S.
Well, we've got a big fight going on for third. You got Mike Wheeler on the inside of Bobby Craze in the 00, but also the 51 of Dustin Lee, who did not qualify, is now also wanting to get in on the action.
Yep, and Dustin Lee had to use his sorry about that, Andrew, but he had to use his reset last time, and he looks like he's lurking back there, but he can pounce at any time. Dustin Lee is filled with surprises. You never know when Dustin Lee is going to finally make his run up there to the front. It might be right now.
I started calling Dustin Lee the gambler. He's always one of the guys who takes one of the biggest gambles on pit lane and normally pays off for him, but yet if anyone else tried that same gamble, it would never work. But also, Jonas Hankins is trying to get the job done the old way. He's coming up through. He is 2 laps down, but he is trying to pass these guys to get his laps back the old way, the old-fashioned way, back in racing. So at the moment, we've got Everett D. Lane for some reason, who's also a lap down. Perhaps he had to pit to get new tyres, or maybe you got a bit of damage there on the opening lap in the 24 machine. That's a shame. So at the moment, we've got 7 cars on the lead lap with Mike Ellis currently in 7th.
Yeah, and since we've gotten spread out here, it's seeming like the top cars are really starting to surge their way to the front. We still got Matt Clifton with the Steel Racing Chevrolet up there in first, with Bass Pro Shops driver Nick Reynolds there in second.
Now they've pulled out virtually over a 1.5-second lead to Dustin Lee, as well as Mike Wheeler in third and fourth. They're still battling hard, the 51 and the 42.
Yeah, and as we look at here at the front here, Matt Clifton and Nick's really not gaining on him, but them two alone have started to make a little gap on the field here. But with Dustin Lee getting past Mike Wheeler, does Dustin Lee have the race set up in it to catch those leaders?
Well, this is where you have to sort of, everyone qualifying in practice, everyone finds that car setup that just gives them one fast lap. This is where they need to dial in their cars and work with their crew chiefs and their teams to give them a car that not only performs on lap 1, but also on lap 20. So now we'll just cross the line for complete lap 19, and it does look like the 51 of Dustin Lee is pulling away from the 42 of Mike Wheeler. Mike Wheeler may be just conserving his tyres, I'm not too sure. Also, don't count out the 16 there of Jacob Nye in the fast lane racing Dodge he's got, as he's just hanging back there, not sure what's going to happen there, but they're starting to really pull. As I've just seen at the last timing loop, Nick Reynolds was pulled in a 10th on race leader Matt Clifton in the 20, and Dustin Lee has also just pulled back a bit of time on the leader as well, which Jacob Nye in the 16, he just had a bit of a moment out of 2.
Looks like he saved it, though, and he's still got it going straight, going into turn 3.
Yeah, but geez, these cars, once you just get them sideways just a little bit, Mitchell, they just lose a lot of that momentum, and it looks like Bobby Craze and the Skull Bandit 00 is going to be passing. These two guys are representing Dodge tonight.
Yeah, and another thing. Oh, Dustin Lee's got it loose. Going into turn
Dustin
3.
Lee's got it
and
loose.
Will he save it?
He's on the inside apron.
And he does not hit the wall. Wow, what a save. Oh, we've got wreckers in the back. Jacob Nye fought in the 555 car as well. Matthew Hevler, I believe.
I just saw Bobby Craze in the 00 come.
And there goes Verlis.
Oh, that was a hard hit. That was a hard hit. So we've got a bit of action going on with the single car of 51. Dustin Lee getting too much rotation in between turn 1 and turn 2. He well and truly had the car around when the 42 of Mike Wheeler came. Not much Mike could have done, but also just as that was happening, further back in the pack,
looks like Jacob Nye. Jacob Nye was doing the same thing. He got loose just like Dustin Lee did. Looks like he got into Robert Craze and put him in the wall. That's what caused the wreck behind him there.
Yeah, and as Bobby Craze has tried to come off the wall, the 555 trying to use a bit of a defense line to go on the inside. Accidentally got in the back of Bobby Craze there, which is a very much a shame. But I tell you, if this keeps on sort of happening, it just means these guys on the behind or a few laps down, they've got a good chance to get their laps back.
Oh yeah, and another thing too, also gained some positions. Jacob Nye and Robert Craze were actually on the lead lap, and I believe they've used all their resets, unfortunately, already. So that might be 2 more drivers that you might see behind the wall here any minute. Looks like the leaders are going to take pit stops right here. You got to believe it's 4 tires and fuel. Nick Reynolds probably takes 2 tires.
He has beat Matt Clifton out of pit lane. And I believe the fuel load tonight on this 90-lap race was cut to 11 gallons. Normally these things you run at 22 gallons, which would make a good race length, but it's been cut down. So these guys do need to get fuel at some point. So Nick Reynolds is going to lead these guys off pit lane.
Well, let's see if we can get with the Loose Lug Nuts Racing Series spokesman, Jason Hughes.
Absolutely.
Mitchell Reeves up in the booth for Jason Hughes. You got a copy?
10-4, buddy.
Well, Jason, we are, looks like we have a new agreement with Loose Lug Nuts Racing Series. We're going to do a 5-race series with 5 different cars. Tell us a little bit about Loose Lug Nuts Racing and who all makes it happen over there.
Well, Loose Lug Nuts, man, we've been racing together for many years, John and I, and pretty much he brought me over to many leagues, and we just recently got on iRacing and just trying to find a home. So we're a group of guys that have been racing together for many years.
Well, Jason, another thing too I've heard, and I know John Hedrick is the painter for most of my trucks, and he does beautiful, beautiful work. I believe you're driving one of his paint schemes right now. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I've been painting for a long time, so as soon as we got into iRacing, he found out he can paint. Boy, he took off from there. So I always drive one of his paint schemes. Anytime you see me on the track, I'm definitely rolling one of the paint shop's paint schemes.
Well, I'm sure John loves to see that, but enough about the racing series. How's the car doing?
Car's getting very loose into 1 and 2 tonight, and I've done a few races here and never experienced this, so kind of just taking it easy. Been involved in that first big accident, so laps down here.
Well, Jason, we just like to thank you here from All Pro Racing for bringing over Loose Lug Nuts, and we cannot wait to have partnership and do some amazing races with y'all's wonderful racing series.
Yeah, dude, it's our way to give back. I mean, we've been looking for a home, and I think we found one here at All Pro.
Yes, sir. That's very, very good to hear. Thank you for dropping in with us.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, that's very exciting to hear what's going to transpire here, and I cannot wait for the new season to kick off.
Yeah, Andrew, and you gotta listen to the enthusiasm in his voice. It really sounds like they're very excited to be bringing their top-notch drivers over here with ours and merging probably to hopefully be one of the better racing series on iRacing.
Well, at the moment, yeah, the All-Pro Racing has really kicked off. From where Michael D'Amico started off with just running races here and there on the Super Speedway to what it is today. It's you know, they're running what, two, three championships any one time, and it's just fantastic what they're doing.
Oh yeah, and we're coming to the coming here to the take the green flag here as the leaders exit turn 4.
Well, at the moment, so we've got Nick Reynolds is going to lead us to the green. Safety car's in. And we're green, green, green. Nick Reynolds on the inside. He's got Matt Clifton on the outside trying to get a run, but the 17 tie drive machine of Mike Ellis is helping Clifton through. Mike's on the outside.
Will he make the pass?
We've got Reynolds still trying to fight back. And these guys are neck and neck down the back straight. Also, Wheeler's now back up there, the 42 of Mike Wheeler.
Mike
I'm
Ellis
wondering,
and
does anyone have a car to catch Matt Clifton?
I don't know. Right now, with Mike and Nick running side by side, this is just going to help him gain his gap here. Mike's really hurting his own self on the high line. You just don't have the speed there on the bottom like you wish you could. But they're still side by side going into turn 1 here.
And one person I did notice in that last caution, Jonas Hangers did get away around, so he's only 1 lap down now, and he's currently in 7th position. So that's good news for Jonas.
Yep, and as the points stand right now, Andrew, Matt actually has a 2-point lead. So if the points decided to end right now, going into one of the last races, Matt Clifton would have the points lead.
And I have a bad feeling the 44 of Jonas Hangers just got the wall on the outside coming out of 4. But look at the top 5 here at the moment. We've got Matt Clifton leading, followed by Nick Reynolds. Mike Ellis there is in 3rd. As well as Mike Wheeler in 4th, and Dustin Lee in the 51. He's just hovering back there in 5th. I don't know if Matt Clifton's going to get the runaway break he got last time on that last green run.
Looks like
although
the top
the 51
5
is dropping off.
Yep, and the top 5 looks like they've all broken away from the field. But right now, sitting in the catbird seat is definitely Nick Reynolds. He's using that draft to save his fuel, and he might be looking at only having to take that one pit stop he's already made, and maybe strategy will play in his favor and win this race tonight.
Well, the 17 of Mike Ellis, the tide ride as he likes to be known as, and he's well known for it, is making up ground on the 15 of Nick Reynolds. They're coming to complete lap 29 under lap 30, 60 laps remaining.
Oh yeah, we still have a lot of this race left, so there's no telling who really is the front runner, because Matt Clifton is not pulling away from the field at all. They are sticking right with them. They might just be lingering, like you said there, Andrew.
It just doesn't seem that Matt's got a good car this time around. It's good enough to obviously be leading. He's starting to pull a bit of a lead now.
Yeah, it looked like Nick got loose there coming out of turn 4. Mike's going to see if he can get a run, but it's looking like Nick's going to pull away coming out of exit. Gosh, Andrew, you could throw a blanket over the top 4 right now.
I'm quite surprised how Dustin Lee there in the 51 is just starting to fall back ever so slowly. I'm not going to count him out of contention yet. Nope, here we go. Mike Ellis in the 17, looking at the inside of the 15 of Nick Reynolds. Nick is defending, coming through the tri-oval.
Oh, through the grass.
Mike Ellis just can't clip the grass. We've got Matt Clifton blinking again. Hopefully that's not going to be too much problems. He's going to straighten that out.
Oh man, Nick got loose going into turn 1. He had a heck of a run on that. He could have done something there, but he got loose, which gets Mike right back on his back bumper. Man, what's a great racing here at the front.
Mike Ellis now starting to fall to the clutches of Mike Wheeler in the 42. Wheeler's looking for an inside run through the tri-oval. It's not going to be enough. Dustin is trying to get his 51 car to get back up inside that group to be able to contend. Nick Reynolds as well as Matt Clifton have a bit of a lead on Ellis, but I don't think it's going to last long. And Dustin Lee's around after 2.
No caution.
He took it to, he brought it below the white line. I just hope he didn't get too much damage on the inside wall.
We stay green.
Matt Clifton is not running away. He's actually staying put. If anything, Nick Reynolds is starting to get back up on the bumper, or as close as he possibly can to Matt Clifton. And it doesn't matter what car you put Matt Clifton in. You can put him in a truck, you can put him in a late model, you can put him in a Super Late Gen 6. he's always going to be a fast driver. And then same with Nick. These guys, where they came from, I'm not too sure. It'd be good to maybe catch up with these guys and ask them a few of these questions, because their racecraft is really down pat. And flying the flag as well is All Pro's very own Mike Ellis, our announcer. A lot of people think all he's good for is just behind the mic, but this guy can pedal with the best of them.
Oh, you got that right. Mike Ellis is definitely known. He did a great job here in the iRacing fixture. I believe he finished 12th in the point stand, which is a heck of a run there. But another thing to look at here, Andrew, with us coming into these later laps on the tires, will the back end start getting looser? Can we have one of these front runners go around as we saw Dustin Lee do?
Yeah, I have a feeling perhaps Dustin just... Once your tyres get on, before the old Super Late model tyres, they used to just...
Oh, look at Mike Ellis!
Ellis is around!
Can he save it?
He's below the white line. No caution.
And we have a caution.
Out.
It looked like it was Mike Ellis there.
That was Mike Ellis in the 17 Tide Ride. And just as he was starting to go around, Mike Wheeler in the 42 looked like he was going to have a bit of an attempt on the 15 of Nick Reynolds.
And Andrew, no one is happy to see that caution more than Jonas Hankins. That's going to put him back on the lead lap and maybe get him this points championship back.
That's exactly right there, Mitchell. It's going to give him the lucky dog and bring him around. So that was pretty, not pretty good. That was excellent. We had a nice green run there. And as you saw, as I was saying about the tyres before, as the more laps you put on them, they used to get faster. Well, now they're starting to actually drop off. So these guys just sort of run a loose race car as the race goes on. Before it used to tighten up. Well, now it's actually getting loose. So they do need to make a chassis adjustment for these cars, so they sort of stay a bit nipped the whole time, because yeah, a little bit loose and they don't like it. So all the cars are coming to pit road. Matt Clifton will lead them down. Nick Reynolds, Wheeler's also going, as well as Everett Delane, I believe Dustin Lee, as well as Mike Ellis. So everyone's going to get some 4 new sets of stickies, or will they get 4 or 2? Let's watch this to find out.
Oh yes, this is going to be a good race off pit road. It seems like the inside's been the place to go. Will anybody go for that gamble to get the inside and get the lead?
Oh, looks like Everett Delane just missed his pit stall. Who's going to lead him off pit lane? A lot of them are getting the right tyres.
Oh yes, it looks like Nick and Matt are both going to get 4 tires and fuel, so it's going to be a race off the pit road here, and it looks like Matt's going to get them.
Dustin Lee is going to be third out, followed by Mike Ellis, Mike Wheeler.
After all that great racing, we gotta wonder what the leaders are thinking and see if we can catch up with Matt Clifton and Nick Reynolds here.
Absolutely.
Mitchell Reeves up in the booth for Nick Reynolds.
What's going on, Mitchell?
Well, we've been watching you out there, and it looks like you're just lingering there behind the 20 car Matt Clifton. Is there any, you got any strategy, or are you running it all the way out and see if you can get past him?
I'm a little nervous to pass me. Blinking a little bit tonight, and I've just been riding, just trying to bite my time.
Andrew, is there anything you'd like to ask?
Yeah, Nick, Andrew was up in the booth. It looks like you sort of got a truck that can do it. You didn't allow Matt Clifton to get away in that last green flag run. Is the problem coming down to the blinking, and you're not sure where he's going to be?
Yeah, that's a lot of it. But we'll see what we can figure out here.
So you think you got to do a bit more now in that last restart? You came out of pit road ahead of Matt Clifton. Now, what was the pit lane strategy there? Was it 2 tyres, no gas? What?
I just took 2 tires and fuel, and I didn't really like the way it drove, so I got me 4 new tires this time. We'll see what we can do now.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck to you, Nick, and bring it on home for the boys at the shop there.
Appreciate it, y'all.
Now, as you predicted, we've got Jonas Hankins in the 44 now in 6th. Everett Lane is in 7th after that botch pit stop there where he missed his stall. Very unusual for Everett Lane in the 24 to miss his pit stall. He's a veteran of the iRacing series and iRacing circuit, and I bet he'll be kicking himself, but he knows that we've still got plenty more laps over halfway to go. The cars are now starting to double file up. So we're going to have Matt Clifton lead them to the green with Nick Reynolds alongside. Dustin Lee's now back up into 3rd with Mike Ellis in 4th. In 5th place at the moment we've got Mike Wheeler. Well, there we go, we've got Everett Lane actually going to be starting out as 6th. And Jonas Hankers will be behind rear of field because he got the wave round. He got the lucky dog, as they like to call it.
Oh yeah, and you got to wonder now, with Jonas being on the lead lap, will he turn into the old Jonas that we all know and love, and will he get through this field and get this win?
One thing I'm noticing too is the 16 of Jacob Nye. He's back down pit lane, obviously getting some repairs. So he's now 16 laps behind. Verlis Falcons is also on pit lane with getting repairs. He's 11 laps down.
They're coming to green here. The pace car comes off.
Matt Clifton will lead him. Green, green, green. We're going green.
Oh, and Nick gets
Nick
loose.
Reynolds got very close. Was there a touch? Dustin is now to drive through on the inside. Dustin's now applying pressure to Matt Clifton. Now you got Mike Ellis on the inside of Nick Reynolds.
Oh, what a heck of a restart for Dustin Lee. He's already up to P2. He's going to be looking for the lead as Mike Ellis looks under Dustin Lee for 2nd.
You just got to look back a little bit further and you'll see the 44 Jonas Hankins. He's coming. He's right on the bumper of the 42 of Mike Wheeler.
Oh, he's loose. Oh, he saved it. Man, that might be a championship save right there, Andrew.
It'd be interesting if it ends up coming down to it. Car just doesn't seem to be wanting to cooperate. Now Mike Ellis on the inside of the 51 of Dustin Lee. They're side by side coming out of 2. Nick Reynolds is going to be following on the inside. They're drag racing into 3. Ellis on the inside, Lee on the outside. Nick Reynolds is hovering, doesn't know which way to go, and all the while, Matt Clifton in the 20s pulling away.
Oh yeah, that's been the MO for Matt tonight. He gets about 4 cars on the pack there, and then he just stays there. It's almost like he might be saving his stuff there. Dustin Lee's still stuck up on the high side. It looks like Nick Reynolds is going to get around him for 3rd.
So Nick managed to pull off the move as they head into 3. Dustin Lee's entering down low. Nick was starting mid. He's come down low to hold his own. Mike Wheeler's hanging back there in the 42. Don't count him out just yet. We've still got plenty of laps to go. Just completing lap 43. Now Ellis is really getting on the bumper of the 20 of Matt Clifton.
Looks like he's going to be the first one to challenge for the lead here, but can he make the pass? That's a different story here at Charlotte in the Super Lates.
Now Mike Ellis qualified 7th with a 593, sorry. So he's almost, 2/10 off what Matt Clifton could do in qualifying, but in the race set, he's got a fast set. He's coming. Nick Reynolds is also starting to follow up with them. Dustin Lee has lost some ground there to Mike Wheeler. It looks like Wheeler's going to attack on the inside into turn 1. Lee's up high. Wheeler and Lee exit together side by side out of the back straight. As they're doing that, Mike Ellis is going for an inside move on Matt Clifton. Ellis to the inside, Clifton to the outside.
I don't know, Mike.
None of these boys are giving an own, but they're showing enough room, and going to lead the lap is Clifton. However, Ellis is still on the inside going into turn 1.
Yeah, Nick's got to be loving this right now. They're side by side. Nick's going to get the run on them. We're going to have a 3-car racer for the battle. Oh, Matt's blinking. Looks like Mike's going to get loose out of the turn.
Mike Wheeler did get the move on Dustin Lee there for 4th.
Man, I tell you what, that tide rider, Mike Ellis, he's been in a lot of stuff and he's had to deal with a lot of adversity tonight, but they don't call him the comeback kid for a reason.
He just knows how to get it done. He just, he gets it done. Doesn't matter what you want to race. You want to race super speedway, short track. But right now, Nick Reynolds has got the inside run on the 17 of Mike Ellis down the back straight into turn 1. Nick's looking. Mike's giving him plenty of room. Nick's car's coming up. No, he's good. As they exit 4, Nick's slightly in front on the inside. Mike Ellis has got a good run, but Nick's going to hold the inside run going into 1. Mike Wheeler's now starting to catch up with this bunch.
Oh yeah, he's got a big run on Mike Ellis here. Looks like Wheeler's going to look on the inside of Ellis, and Matt Clifton's loving that side-by-side action. He gains a little bit on him, but here they come back again.
But you have to wonder, is Mike's going to be a sit and duck shortly when these guys come with all their drafting together as a group, that the Matt Clifton's just going to have nowhere, and here they come. All four of them have just really caught up to Clifton's bumper. Nick Reynolds, sorry. Oh!
Man, Mike Ellis got
Mike
really
Ellis
loose.
just got to the bumper of Nick Reynolds there. Unsettled Mike. Dustin's allowed to go through, so that dropped Mike from 3rd back to 5th.
You can obviously tell Mike's got a fast car, but it's on the verge of out of control. He's got it very loose, but we all know what loose is. Loose means fast, but can he keep it under him and get this win tonight?
Right now, Mike Ellis is pushing the 51 at Dustin Lee to try and get him back up to the bumper of the 42.
Oh, and Dustin Lee gets sideways. Oh.
Mike Ellis may have just bumped Lee.
It looks like Dustin Lee got out unscathed again. That's the 2nd time he's gotten a caution, but he spun out and kept it off the wall.
We get a replay of the 51. Oh no, the 51, I believe the 51 looped it all by himself. I'm sorry. So that must be 2 drivers at the moment, Mitchell, that are running these loose sets. Because back in the old tyre formation, the loose sets were the fast ones, whereas now, as you can see, as the laps go on, the tyres are falling off. The peak of those tyres are falling off.
Oh yeah, Andrew. As we've reached the halfway point of this race, it's obviously the setup choice for everyone seems like it's going to be loose. But the question is who is on the verge of out of control to the people that is actually fast? That's going to be the key question coming into this, and it looks like Matt Clifton still has the best car out of everyone here.
Now our next lucky dog will be the 58 of Jason Hughes. He wasn't involved in that wreck. He's currently 2 laps down.
Have all the leaders on pit road again, it looks like.
Well, there you go. The 23 of Donald King and the 58 will get a nice wave through.
Oh man, Matt got sideways. He got messed up on pit road.
Did he miss his stall? Yeah, he's in reverse.
Yes, he did.
He's trying to bring it back. This might have just...
Oh, and now he just took a reset away. Oh man.
And the first one out's the 17 of Mike Ellis. I wonder, he must have just gone 2 tyres.
Well, Mike, I think we're starting to realize all he's going to be able to... track position is starting to become a bigger key in this race, and I think he knew getting in front was all he could do. And man, everyone passes Matt Clifton.
Race off pit lane between Nick Reynolds there and the 42 of Mike Wheeler. Everett D. Lane is also ahead as Jonas Hankins now on the lead lap. And the worst one out of all that was Matt Clifton.
Yeah, let's see if we can maybe try to get an interview with Matt here on iRacing. Andrew, would you like to take the honors?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have to do this one via the room. Just bear with us here. So we're going to have to do this one in the race chat as he's unable to be on TeamSpeak.
Hey, Bobby?
Yeah.
Matt, your car's been looking sensational all night. You came to pit road as after that caution. Everything was looking normal. What happened there? You overshot your pit spot.
Yeah, speed. So we're going to try to the back.
Thank you for your time tonight, Matt.
It seems we've got some technical difficulties there trying to get his the interview happening with the connection problems, but you feel bad for him. He for 50-odd laps he led this one, and it didn't look like he was slow at all. The other guys had some fast cars at certain points of the race, but his car was always the #1 car.
Yeah, you definitely got that right, Andrew. But the thing is now, is with Matt being in the back of the field, can he get his way back up there? And I think this is really going to show a lot of people how hard it's going to be to pass. But Jonas Hankins, this is starting to turn back into his favor as he's finally in front of Matt Clifton. And right now, he actually is gaining, has a bigger points lead on him coming into the 54th lap of this race. But can he keep the points lead is the question.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. Well, at the moment, we're coming to 1 to go. The car's starting to double file up. Donald King is getting his lap back, as well as Matthew Heavner.
Yeah, it definitely seems like after all these cautions we had earlier in the race, everybody's getting back on the lead lap, and we're going to have a heck of a finish coming here at the end.
That's what everyone's hoping on, Mitch, and it would be fantastic if we can have one all the way down to the wire with all these cars. At the moment, we've only got 7 cars on the lead lap. Everett Lane is currently in 7th. But yeah, it's a shame what happened to Matt there. He's had to go to the rear of field. But the cars are all lined up side by side heading into turn 3. We're going to have Mike Ellis, the man who managed to roll the dice in pit lane. Let's see if it works for him once we go green. On the inside, on the outside, is going to be Nick Reynolds in the 15. Mike Wheeler in the 42. He's always been hanging around the front pack all night, and he's obviously bringing something good. Himself and Matt will work together in qualifying, but on the outside of him, we're going to have the man, Jonas Hankins. Let's see if we can get it done. Safety car now, looking to go in. The cars are now under Mike Ellis's control. Green, we're green. Mike Ellis got a good jump there on Nick Reynolds. He's cleared Nick Reynolds by a car length and a half. So it's going to be Mike Ellis followed by Nick Reynolds into turn 1. Mike Wheeler's got the inside run and holding out a 3. Dustin Lee's going to follow through into 4. Jonas Hankins in 5. So Jonas got held out to dry there at the restart.
Yeah, early in this restart, it looks like Mike Ellis is really making the move of the race here with the 2 tires, but can he hold the lead? Because Nick Reynolds, here he comes on it with a run in turn 4.
It's also going to be interesting to see how that 42 as well as the 51 can catch up, and also to actually see what Jonas's car has got on the long runs. He was loose before, maybe he might have done... Mike Ellis loose! Mike Ellis loose out of 1.
Wow.
He saved it.
Man, Andrew, you got to wonder if it was the 2 tires that bit him.
Well, from the interview we had with Nick Reynolds with the 2 were no good, and you know, it's a shame, but obviously these guys, you know, they can't be telling everyone their secrets, so you sort of have to learn out for yourself. But it's going to be interesting because the 51 of Dustin Lee always takes 2 in the dying stages, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. Nick Reynolds now got a nice commanding lead over the 42 of Mike Wheeler. Dustin Lee in the 51 looking for the inside on the back straight. He can't quite get it yet. They're going into 3. He's hanging low. Wheeler's giving him room. 51, Dustin almost washed up into Mike Wheeler there.
Developing
I'll tell you
story.
who's just made it up inside the top 5, and that's Matt Clifton in the 20.
Oh yeah, and a developing story is too, Andrew, as Mike Wheeler hit the wall going into turn 1 last lap, and I think that's really going to hurt him as Jonas Hankins and Matt Clifton, the 2 points leaders, are coming up on him at 3rd.
Nick Reynolds now got a commanding lead over the 51, but here comes the 20 to the inside of the 44. Matt Clifton making the move on Jonas. They're the championship contenders. He's got the job done. He's straight through. Jonas is not going to be mucking around there. He knows we've still got a long way to go, and that's one thing with Jonas. He races very smart. He's just going to let him go and just ride. But Nick Reynolds has just pulled out a commanding lead. Dustin, I don't know if Dustin's got much to give. Now you've got Matt Clifton, look on the inside of the 42. They're heading down the back straight. Matt Clifton's going to have the inside run on Mike Wheeler. He's got the job done, so now Matt Clifton's up to 3rd. He's getting the job done. He's coming to the front with a charge.
Oh yeah, he's mad after that pit stop, and Matt wants that championship, I think, worse than almost anyone else in here. He's showing it tonight. Can he hold him off and get past Dustin and Nick Reynolds? Oh, and we have a caution.
I think
Donald King.
Donald King, yeah.
Looking at the replay here, coming out of turn 4, he just got on the high side, got in the wall, and turned it around. It seems like that's been a reoccurring effect there in turn 4. It's a crazy turn right there.
Yeah, but if you noticed on the replay that the 23 just sort of drove up to the wall, which I'm not too sure. Maybe he's had some problems with the car just being too loose, so he stiffened it up with the right rear offset, and the car just plowed. It looked like just understeer. It was too tight. Just went straight into the wall and bounced back down, and that's created a spin, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Currently at the moment, Donald King's 2 laps behind in in ninth position. He doesn't want to be there, and he's definitely a better driver than that position states, so it's a shame.
Yeah, you got a point there, Andrew. And pit road looks like it's going to be open. We'll see if any of the leaders are going to make a move here.
I tell you what, this pace car is getting a few laps out of it tonight. I wonder if the gas is being kept up to it. So Nick Reynolds is down. Dustin Lee was thinking about contemplating saying out. Jonas Hankins has. So Nick Reynolds down. Dustin Lee, as well as Matt Clifton and Mike Wheeler, all down pit lane with the 24 of Everett Lane. Mike Ellis has also gone down, so he must be getting 2 new tyres. He's got a little bit of damage on the back end. I don't know what just happened to the 51.
I don't know.
Lee just spun. He's just had he's had a shocker of a pit stop. I'm just hearing word down from pit lane reporter. Dustin Lee's come into his pit stall and locked up the brakes. He was going to miss it and put the car sideways in the stall. That's a rookie mistake there for Dustin.
Oh yeah, that most definitely. Another thing too, though, to look at here is with there being 7 cars in the lead lap, he's going to probably catch the break, and he's still going to get out before Mike Ellis and Donald King. It looks like.
I have a feeling Dustin's gone for the 2-tire special. Matt Clifton beat Nick Reynolds out of pit lane there, so let's see. Maybe Matt's gone for a 2-tire stop to try and get some track position. He knows his car's fast at the front. You can have Jonas Hankins, who did not stop leading this field around for the green. This is just getting more exciting.
Oh yeah, and who would have thought that after all the adversity that Jonas has had to face this race, that he would be the leader with less than 30 to go. And I'm going to tell you what, Matt Clifton sees him up there, and he's licking his chops because Matt knows he's got a good car, and Matt has a better car to beat Jonas. But Jonas, knowing how he is, there's no telling how much Matt's going to have to do to get by him, because Jonas is no easy competitor.
I wonder if perhaps you're right there, Mitchell. I'm wondering if perhaps Jonas may be looking at things and realised that, hey, you know what? The truck race at Phoenix the other week, there were a lot of cautions, and I didn't have to get tyres because by the time I was being attacked, we'd get another one. The car numbers are dwindling down. We've now got 8 cars on the lead lap, which is fantastic, but maybe he's trying to try and play this game and see, roll the dice, see if it falls in his lap, because he just needs to stay in front of everyone else whenever a caution comes out. So it's going to be interesting to see. We've got a mild one here. We've got Everett Delane's currently up into 4th, which is fantastic. Dustin Lee, yep, he's back in 5th, even with a bad pit stop. So I'm guessing Dustin took 2, and I'm guessing Matt took 2. So I'm going to be watching the 2 and the 51 to see how these cars hold up over a long run. And if Matt did take 2, well, that will put him on a similar par to what the 44 of Jonas Hankins is. So I wouldn't be worried so much at the moment if I was Jonas.
Right now, you've got to imagine, though, Nick Reynolds has really started to kind of be quiet this later part half of the race, but now it looks like Nick is going to be the first car with 4 tires. And Nick, all he's going for is the wins. It's Matt and Jonas that's got to go for the points, but hey, Nick has nothing to lose. He might make it 3 wide and surprise all of us going in here into turn 1.
Absolutely. Also, looking back on the 24, Everett Lane, I mean, he came in here tonight. He's been a very top contender. He set one of the fastest laps in practice, qualified 5th. He's currently 4th at the moment. He's been in a few accidents, but his car's back up there. It's in good shape. He also took 4. Let's see if he's got something for Nick Reynolds. But it's going to be interesting to see how the front 2 drivers actually carry out on this restart. They're doubling up now. Donald King is in 9th at the moment with 2 laps down, so he just needs another 2 cautions, unfortunately, to get himself back on the lead lap. But let's see how this is going to pay out.
Another thing too, Andrew, if we decide to have a green flag run to the end, I believe we are done pitting. So there might be some strategy coming up here soon.
Absolutely. Well, my money's on the 20 and the 51. I've only taken 2, and I think that might hurt them. You got the 17 back there. Mike Ellis ready to make a run. Okay, as we're coming up, the safety car is ducked down pit lane. Jonas Hankins would lead us to the flag. We're green, green, green. At Charlotte, starting lap 65.
Dustin Lee
the
had
51's got a big
restart.
run on Nick Reynolds. The 51 of Dustin Lee's looking side by side. Matt Clifton and Jonas Hankins. Jonas has got a good run on the inside. Matt's just tucked in now behind him in the back straight. Everett Lane's left on the outside. Nick Reynolds is holding the inside as well as Dustin Lee.
Here comes
But now
Matt on the
Matt
inside.
Clifton's got to run.
Can he make off the pass? It looks like he is. Jonas is stuck high. Nick's coming low. Looks like Jonas can go back to third place.
Jonas couldn't do anything there. By the time he thought about ducking him behind Matt, Nick was already there.
Oh yeah, and Dustin's licking his chops too. He sees Jonas has gotten passed twice. He wants to be the third guy to pass him. He's got the run coming out of turn 2 as we go down the backstretch.
This is the difference between new tyres and tyres at 2. And then you see Nick there in second place at the moment in the 15 as Dustin Lee takes the inside. He takes it quite nicely. I don't think Jonas really wants to put up a fight at the moment, not to the end. Nick's on the 4 tyres, I believe. Matt's on the 2 tyres. Nick is starting to really capture, and it looks like, yep, here he comes. Nick's into turn 1. Let Matt float.
Looks like Nick might get the run. Might get the run out of coming out of turn 2. He's looking on the inside, going down the backstretch. Nick's got a good car, but is he saving it to the end as we go into turn 3?
Jones still in 4th. Mike Wheeler's trying to get around a lap car at the moment. No, he's not. He's actually Jason Hughes. He's on the lead lap in 58. We haven't spoken much about him tonight. He's been a few laps behind. He's currently in 5th and holding his own. Mike Wheeler's looking for a way around him. Mike Ellis, back there in 7th. 1.1 seconds behind the leader. And just look at these front 2 cars. They're just pulling away from Dustin Lee. Mike Wheeler's now to the inside of Jason Hughes. Makes it stick coming off 4.
Yeah, Andrew, after that crazy restart, too, it looks like Jonas finally settled into 4th place, and Mike Wheeler's going to try to catch him down. But like you said, though, those front 2 cars, Nick Reynolds and Matt Clifton, they're starting to make some room here. But it looks like Dustin's got something else to say about that as he makes a run coming out of turn 2.
Well, maybe when they took the 2 tyres, they may have tightened the cars up as well, because I wasn't expecting to do this. But then again, the 20 of Matt Clifton and the 51 of Dustin Lee, these guys are great drivers. There's no doubt that. There's no taking that away from them. Nick Reynolds there on the fresh 4 is trying to do his best at the moment. I don't think he's showing his full cards. He was a bit concerned about driving around Matt and all the rest, so I'm not too sure if he's just playing out the game or if there's some sort of team strategy going on there. But either way, Mike Ellis is way back there still in 7th. He's dropped back another 0.4 of a second from the leaders. So that fast car he had before, it seems, may have gone.
Something else to watch here coming in these later laps. Nick Reynolds sitting there in 2nd place. He's had a good car here all week. And my teammate as of right now also has never had a win in the All-Pro Racing Series. He knows he wants one. He knows he's got the car to do it, but can he make the pass on Matt Clifton, who seems to be the front runner coming into the later laps of this race right now?
Well, here's a thought for you, Mitch. If you either had Matt Clifton in front of you or behind you, which one would make you easier?
I would have to say Matt Clifton in front, because Matt is no stranger to giving the bump and run on somebody, and he has no sadness for doing it. He is not afraid to do it at all.
That's my thought. Now, I'm thinking perhaps Nick's just hanging back, waiting for the last 2 laps to finally put a move on to lessen the chance of Matt giving him a bump or coming back through. But Dustin Lee looks to be sort of catching them now. Dustin fell back to almost over half a second behind. He's now under just over 4/10 behind him.
It looks like Mike Wheeler's going to get the pass on Jonas going into turn 2 here. Oh, and the 58 gets loose.
Jason Hughes is loose. He's up in the wall.
Looks like he's going to save it.
He's kept it straight.
And as we go through a run through the top 5 here, it looks like Matt Clifton still in 1st with the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet of Nick Reynolds in 2nd, following up with Dustin Lee in 3rd. Mike Wheeler into Steel Racing 42 in 4th, and oh, Jonas Hankins gets loose. And it looks like he's going to save it.
And it looks like the 17 of Mike Ellis is in the wall, the tie ride. Looks like coming out of 1. He's just got a bit unstable. He's got some more damage on that car now. He's probably praying for a caution shortly. As now the leaders have knocked off 75 laps in this 90-lap race. Matt Clifton still leading. Nick Reynolds hard on his bumper. Dustin Lee trying to make up as much ground as possible. They're starting to lose the 42 of Mike Wheeler.
Yeah, I think Mike lost the draft on Dustin, and with Matt, Nick, and Dustin still being in the draft, they're just going to pull away. Oh, Nick Reynolds gets loose. It's over Dustin Lee.
Dustin's around.
Oh, is he on the wall? He saves it. That's the third time Dustin Lee has done the same thing in turn 2. Gosh, man, that kick.
How can he save it so many times?
I can tell you one. I can say there's only one reason he's doing that. He can save it. He's in All-Pro Racing.
Oh, it just reminds me of that race at Kyle Busch, how many times he lost it and he went on to win. He just keeps spinning and spinning. As the boys is now starting to catch up with the pace car here. The pace car's done a few laps. How many laps do you reckon the pace car's done tonight? Half distance? Will he be classified as a finisher?
I don't know. You got to wonder. He might actually have the most laps left.
No, that's very true. But Matt Clifton's still leading that thing in the 20. Still racing machine.
Now, Andrew, coming into the last laps here, who do you think is going to have the advantage and get the win here?
Well, it's interesting if, as we saw before, we had both the 15 of Nick Reynolds on 4 tyres. We had the 51 of Dustin on 2. And they both got loose at the same time. So I'm not too sure who's going to do it. Does Nick have what it takes to get the job done? All the drivers are now coming down pit lane. So Matt, Nick, not only that, you've got Mike Wheeler, Dustin Lee, Jonas Hankins, the 58 of Jason Hughes, who's now back playing in the mix as well as Everett D. Lane.
This is where
Mike
the strategy
has
is going to
parked
count.
the car. I've just got confirmation. Mike Ellis in the Tide Ride 17 has parked the car for the night, which is a dreadful shame.
Yeah, that's going to hurt him here, but I think this is going to be the most important pit stop here. It looks like everybody's going to get 4 tires too.
I don't think anyone's gambling tonight.
Oh,
the
but
first
Jonas
one
Hankins is.
Jonas Hankins.
Wow.
Surely that was not 4.
That was 2 tires with Nick Reynolds beating Matt Clifton out.
And I think the 58 of Jason Hughes also took 2. Dustin Lee, I believe, has opted for 4 this time. Wow, what a turn of events. Jonas Hankins, he's saying to them, you think I'm giving you guys room? I'm not. I'm here to win. That just goes to show the competitive edge of Jonas Hankins right now in the 44. He wants his win. He's been playing nicely on the track, giving everyone a bit of room as they've come to pass him, but he wants track position and he's going to hold it.
Oh, and he has the track position now, Andrew. And Matt's in 3rd place, and he knows what he has to do going into the final race to put himself in a better position. Matt's looking for the points lead and the win, but I'll tell you someone else that we keep talking about and we keep bringing up, and it's because he's in the lead, is Nick Reynolds. He's got a heck of a car, but can he make the leading pass, which he's failed to do yet?
Well, we've seen Nick pass Jonas. It's a question, can Nick pass Matt? So what Nick needs to do, he needs to get this restart down pat to make sure Matt is going to be behind him to ensure he can have a good shot at Jonas without having Matt interfere.
Someone else that's really gotten into the top 5 here, and like you said earlier, we haven't talked about a lot, is Jason Hughes. He's P4 right now. Let's see if he can pull off anything, and maybe we have the upset of the night.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. He got caught up in those 2 wrecks at the start, and he's just perseverance, just stayed with it, kept out of trouble, kept his car nice and clean, and it's good to see him up there. He's representing the Denver Broncos paint scheme on his... What's he driving there tonight? It looks like he's driving a Dodge, another Dodge.
It's really good to see the Dodgers coming out, and also, well, we also have some downtime. We'd also like to give a shout out to all of our main sponsors. Michelangelo's Painting. All your painting needs out there in Southern California, get together with Michael D'Amico and he will hook you up. Skiersmarine.com, the Water Sports Authority of the Southeast. Fast Lane Racing. Also like to thank JJN Productions with Jacob and I. And you can't forget about the Hankins, Snell, and Fish.
Oh yes, they're fantastic, those fish. Any colours and lovely people to deal with there. Thank you very much for being a part of this. One thing I just noticed, sorry Mitchell, if I can go back to the race chatter, was I've just had a quick look at the 44 of Jonas Hankins, and I don't know if it's just my eyes are playing funny buggers on me, but it looks like he's got some damage on the right-hand side.
He might have damage, but I tell you what, Jonas doesn't care. Jonas is going for the lead, and he knows what he has to do to keep the points lead, and I think he put himself in the best position possible. Matt Clifton's sitting there in third with obviously the best car, but with these restarts and the way these cars have been breaking loose, there's no telling what's going to happen. And hey, there's still the veterans back there of Dustin Lee and Everett D. Lane there in 5th and 6th.
Yeah, absolutely. But with a wrecked car, it's going to be hard to go. They're double fired at the moment. The boys ready to get going. They're coming out of 4. The safety car is peeled off. We're going to have Jonas Angus lead us to the green. It looked like Nick Reynolds got a bit of a jump there at the start. Didn't pass Jonas. It was a legal jump, but it just made him get a bit ahead of the 20 of Matt Clifton.
Oh man, Nick's going to run him hard. Can he hold it? Oh no, it's like Jonas is going to get the lead coming out of turn 2.
And here comes the 20 of Matt Clifton on the inside. Looks like before Dustin was up there, but he's fallen back into the Jason Hughes' grasp. Side by side, Matt Clifton and Nick Reynolds now. Into turn 3 as well as behind you. We've got the 51 and the 58 side by side as well. We've got 3 cars side by side back there. The 23 and the 24.
Oh, and Matt's going for the lead going into turn 1. He's under Jonas.
Matt has the, yes, he's got the right line. He did blink out there. Jonas is going to try and run it hard. Loose again.
I was going to save it. Oh, and Matt's going to clear coming out of turn 2. Here comes Nick under the bottom of Jonas to get the 2nd spot.
I did not see that coming. Then you got 2 wide of the 58 and the 51 coming right up on Jonas. Now you got on the outside lane, you got Dustin Lee in the 51. He's holding his own. He's trying to use the 44's windbreak to get around the 58 by the time he gets to turn 1. Can he do it? The 58 still on the inside of Jason Hughes. Dustin Lee's running the
Jonas
outside.
Loose.
Jonas got a bit loose. That must have been the 2 tyres. Put the 58 scrape the wall. 42 of Mike Wheeler takes them both on the inside, 3 wide.
They're still door-to-door Everett Lane and 58. Jonas Hughes as the top 3 pull away from Jonas.
So Matt Clifton's leading them now. He's going to come through to complete lap 83 with Nick Reynolds behind. And hard on the heels is Dustin Lee in the 51. Dustin's looking to the outside of Nick. Can he get it done? He tried this line earlier.
Man, you haven't seen a lot of people use the outside, but hey, who would have been the first but Dustin Lee? He's looking like he's still on the outside.
Back in 4th and 5th between Jonas and Mike Wheeler. Jonas is losing more ground. Mike's lost the position, 4th place to Everett D. Lane. We're counting down the laps here now. There goes lap. We're on to lap 85. Looks like Dustin just gave a bit of a bump to Nick Reynolds. He wants that spot. And now all this all happening, the 20 of Matt Clifton just keeps pulling away. The 15 of Nick Reynolds is trying to stay on the bumper. But he's being absolutely hounded there by Dustin Lee. Dustin Lee looking to the outside in turn 3.
Dustin's got the run this time too. He might be able to pull it off this time, Andrew. Oh, Nick's going to get the run coming out of 4, though.
Oh, you get so close there on the outside, and then Nick is just able to come out of 4 with a nice, clean run. But Dustin is not giving up. He's giving it everything.
Oh, yeah, Dustin's had a lot of wins here in All-Pro, and I tell you what, it wouldn't hurt his feelings to get another one. They're getting a run on Matt Clifton, though.
Matt Clifton looks to be going, he's going defensive. He's going low. Dustin Lee's trying to make that outside lane work, as you said, Mitchell, but can he get it done? Off the corner, he's going to be in the... He's getting the slipstream from Matt Clifton. He's done it.
4 laps to go.
He's cleared Nick, but can now he clear Matt?
Oh, he gets loose.
Oh, he's in the wall.
No. Oh, man. It looks like Matt Clifton's lag got into Jonas, or Dustin Lee, and that might be the end of the race.
Yeah, I believe that's what happened. The connection there just got him in. But I'm seeing the 24 smoking. The 24, Everett D. Lane must have put some extra tape on, thinking he's going to have a good run at the end. And I think his motor's just expired.
The person that's going to love to see that, though, is Jonas Hankin. That's going to move him up to P5, and that's probably going to make him tie for points. But here we go, 3 laps to go.
Well, now you got Mike Wheeler now caught on the front 2 of the 20 of Matt Clifton and Nick Reynolds in the 15. It looked like Matt Clifton was playing with him there. He's sort of staying out a bit wide before he comes down through the triangle. Nick's trying to get a run on the inside on the outside, inside of the exit of turn 2, sorry. While this is going on, the 42 of Mike Wheeler's also looking for a run on the 15. He's looking for the outside. Into 3, can't do it, falls back. The 58, Jason Hughes, is trying to get amongst this.
Coming to the white flag. Nick's going to look low. Can he make the pass?
This is it. It's all over here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last lap. Anything goes. Can Nick Reynolds pull out a win? Or is it going to be the star of the night?
And Nick's going to get loose.
Oh, he's just... Matt Clifton sort of went on the line. Nick sort of followed him and managed to get his car loose. Now Nick's getting swamped by the 42 and the 58.
Oh, the 58 wants that third place money. Is he going to get it?
You're kidding me.
What a comeback.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, the $10 winner, Matt Clifton in the 20. Second place. We've got Nick Reynolds in the 15. Third place, the most upset of the night, Jason Hughes in the 58. Fourth over the line was Mike Wheeler in the 42. Jonas Hankins rounds out the top 5. One lap down in 6th there, we've got the 22 of Donald King. Everett Delane with 2 laps down with his engine expired on the back straight. Everett Delane in the 24. Dustin Lee, unfortunately, 4 laps down in 8th spot. And the 555 of Matthew Heatner in 10th. And Mike Ellsby retired earlier and he rounds out the top 10.
You know, you got to say, though, Andrew, what a race. You know, Matt had the car to beat, and he definitely showed it. Nick Reynolds, another strong second place, keeps getting closer and closer. And Jason Hughes, the story of the race, first ever all-pro race, gets a podium finish. Great job for Loose Lug Nuts Racing.
You kidding? That's his first race in this series, and look how he does. I think this series is just going to become an awesome series when you combine the two together.
Let's see if we can get an interview with our winner here.
Tied, actually, going into maybe the final race of the year. What is your outlook on this next race with it coming this close to the end on the championship point?
I think it's going to be good. Let's see what happens at the next one.
Now, Matt, we were talking earlier before the race, and there was something you told me you were going to say if you won this race. I'd like to know what that is.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll drink over here tonight.
10-4, Della Jr. We will see you later.
Okay, Nick Reynolds. It's,
see if we can get a word with Nick Reynolds up here in the booth. All right, I think Andrew caught it with Nick Reynolds here on pit road. Andrew? Okay, well, Nick, looks like you finished second place tonight. Tell us about your race and the car.
The car was pretty good. I was just, you know, Matt was blinking out real bad, and I didn't want to get up there and mess him up. I mean, me, him, and Jonas were all in the points, you know. I just wanted to have a good, clean race tonight.
Well, Nick, you finished second here again, and you're very, very close to getting your first All-Pro win. Coming into the last race here, or the second to last race in the Super Late Model race, what do you think it's going to take for you at Bristol to get that win?
Man, Matt's going to be tough to beat. Jonas is going to be tough too. Just keep working on the setups and see what we can do, you know.
Yeah, you got that right, Nick. Well, is there anybody you'd like to thank, and who's making this happen for you behind the scenes?
Well, I'd thank all my teammates. Y'all know who y'all are. D'Amico for putting all this on. You and Andrew up in the booth, y'all do a good job, man.
Well, we'd like to thank you, Nick, and congratulations on the $5 winner tonight in second place. Nick Reynolds, everyone.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that before. I had Nick on another channel, but we've managed to get it also down here in the booth, or an interview here with Jason Hughes in the 58. Jason, you got a copy?
10-4, buddy, I hear you.
Well, mate, there's not much more I can say apart from, well done for what you've done and you achieved tonight. Your practice time was in the 16th. You qualified in 15th, and you managed to come up inside the top 3. Mate, how did you do it?
Well, being my first race in the series, I just wanted to kind of blend in, not make a lot of noise, not have anyone recognize me in a bad way. So my practice time was slow. I couldn't figure it out. I thought I had a good car here. I was having trouble in 1 and 2 all night. Then going into qualifying, I kind of said I'm going to stay in the back, so I'm going to run a slow lap, hang out in the back. That's what I did, man, and I approached the race with that same attitude, is just try to wait for my time to go, and I battled that looseness in 1 and 2 all night long.
But you've got to be happy with your efforts. I mean, you got caught up in the dramas of the first couple of cautions when we had those big wrecks, but you managed to keep your nose clean. As you said, you were just flying under the radar, and you knew when to attack. And, mate, hats off to you. I think you've done an excellent job, and welcome to All Pro Racing. It's fantastic to see a newcomer come in and do some performance like that. It really shows what sort of racing we do have here. So, is there anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, man, I'd like to thank my buddy John Hendrick. He does the paint shop. He puts out a lot of really good paints. If you guys haven't checked him out, make sure you do. But I've raced with the guy for many years, man. He brought me to this series, so I got to thank him for bringing me.
Fantastic. And also, don't forget, Jason, for finishing third tonight, you've also picked up $5 prize money. So make sure you don't spend that all in one go. But, mate, well done, and I look forward to catching up with you next time.
All right, boys. Thank you.
Well, what a race, Andrew. Who would have thought coming down there to the end of the race that we would have had that heck of a finish?
I did not see that coming, Mitchell. You know, you're sort of looking at the timesheets from practice and qualifying. You're sort of seeing the fast guys. You're thinking, right, you roughly know where each you're going to be. But when it came down to it, you know, Matt Clifton, yes, he's a given up the front. Same with Nick Reynolds. I was expecting, Mike Ellis, he looked like a very strong contender midway through. I don't think we had a real good opportunity to see the 23 of Donald King fly tonight. He got caught up in a lot of wrecks. Jonas Hankins, he was up there, maybe not the way we wanted to be. But Jason, he's also surprised. I didn't expect to see the 58 at all.
Yeah, you got a good point there. And the question of the night, there's 2 guys and there's 1 championship. Who's it going to be, Andrew?
Well, I mean, Jonas, I think he was playing a bit lightly tonight. There was some issues going on with Matt's connection, and Jonas is a gentleman driver as always, was a bit cautious around him. I think after what happened tonight, I don't think Jonas is going to go to the next round as much of a pushover. I don't mean to say that rudely to Jonas. He's just a very gentleman driver, but I think Jonas is going to bring out the aggression a bit more. I'm going to put my money on the 44. What about yourself?
Well, you got to look at this way though too. Matt has really gained a lot of momentum here, and Jonas having this little off race or two, it's really propelled Matt back into this championship, and he's won a lot of races lately. And you got to wonder what can break that streak. But guess who can? It's Jonas Hankins. And I think it's going to come down to the last laps, them fighting out for the win and the championship all in one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, next week we're going to move to Bristol. 9 laps at Bristol.
Yep.
And this is where it's going to be anyone's sort of gig. Both drivers are good on the short tracks. Perhaps on paper you might be thinking that Mac's going to do the job. Either way, they're fantastic drivers. But I'm going to put my money on the 44. I'm sure, Mitch, you're going to put it on the 20. And let's see who's buying each other lunch next week.
There we go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning here to All Pro Racing. Again, we've got to say thank you to all the drivers for putting on tonight's race. Michael D'Amico in the cameras, operating the cameras, fantastic work again as always. Michelangelo's painting, Fast Lane Racing, as well as Mitch. You want to take your little plug
Skiers
in for us?
Yeah, Skiers Marine. And also got to thank Loose Lug Nuts Racing Series again. There's going to be a lot of stuff, a lot of great things happening, guys, here at All Pro Racing. And hey, tune in the next couple weeks, and we'll actually be giving out a couple prizes to the viewers. So make sure you tune in to the next couple races and get your prizes.
Yeah, that's going to be live on our Twitch feed. Everyone's got it. So please, guys, if you're just tuning in for the first time and you've seen it somewhere, just click on the like, subscribe, so you're always going to get our live action racing, and also go back through and watch our hilarious Alf takes and so forth that we've had in the past, or other great races. But from everyone here at All Pro Racing, both Mitchell and myself, Andrew Williams, I just want to say thank you very much again, and have a lovely night.
Yeah, take care, guys.